This is Walter. This is Walter's human, Jessica.
Hello.
This is Jessica's fridge. And this is a film about happiness. The School of Life is sending some of YouTube's most popular creators on a series of field trips to explore some of philosophy's most intriguing ideas. This time, Jessica Kellgren-Fozard, a content creator with more subscribers than the population of Iceland, the second happiest nation on Earth, is finding out what most of us are getting wrong about happiness. As long as humans have travelled the Earth, people have been motivated by one thing above all: the desire to be happy. But we humans seem to have an uncanny knack of making ourselves miserable. Why? What are most of us getting wrong about happiness? And how could we all strive to be happier?
Oh, that is a tough question.
Maybe to understand, we need someone with a different outlook on life. That's where Jessica comes in. Jessica suffers from nerve disorder HNPP and rare autoimmune disorder MCTD, which means she sometimes has to use a mobility aid.
I'm also deaf and partially visually impaired.
Jessica doesn't let it get her down.
I guess that's why you've asked me to be your expert on happiness for this film. It's important to remember that I have the same needs and desires for happiness, just like everyone else. It's just that I faced a fair few obstacles along the way, and I guess that's given me a unique perspective on what actually makes people happy.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So what do people think is the key to happiness? We went onto the streets of Brighton, where Jessica lives, to find out.
It's a good question.
Financial stability, probably.
Like 100 grand a year, I guess.
More money and a nicer car.
Probably like a Chanel bag or something, yeah.
Enough money to travel the world.
Shares in a business.
Just to be able to buy a house would be nice.
A plane.
But are money, cars, a bag, and a plane really what would make the good people of Brighton happy? Or might the secret of true happiness be a little more surprising? A 60-second guide to happiness. The belief that we have a right to happiness is a very modern idea, like segways or selfies, but no one can agree what makes us happy. Many think that material wealth will do the trick, but as societies become richer, they tend to become more miserable. The ancient Greeks had very different concepts of happiness to our ideas based on what we own or how we feel. Aristotle defined happiness as eudaimonia, a state achieved by living a virtuous life and doing good things, while the Stoics believed that true happiness comes from not expecting very much. Then in the 20th century, happiness became all about how we feel, not what we do. And when chemists discovered that the feeling of happiness can be stimulated by amphetamines, a billion-dollar industry was born. Now, happy pills like Adderall and antidepressants like Prozac are taken by hundreds of millions of people every day. But do they actually make us happy? The Auschwitz survivor Viktor Frankl echoed the ancient Greeks, saying that happiness is served by selfless acts. The more you pursue happiness, the less likely it is to come to you. So, is happiness something we can all find if we just stop looking for it so hard? What does our happiness expert Jessica think?
Because I have health problems, I've had to learn to find happiness when my body is trying to bring me down. As such, I've developed a pretty unique perspective on what actually makes us happy. And thus I present my 7 secrets of happiness. Connection. Human connection is the most vital path to happiness. Those moments when we open up and share our mushy, vulnerable insides with someone else's mushy, vulnerable insides. Appreciation. Living with a disability and chronic illness, I've had many, many horrible days when things have gone badly wrong and I've ended up in hospital in excruciating pain and the edge of dying, but that's not today. And that's really important to remember and to celebrate the amazing things about today, both big and small, even if that's something as little as just having your favorite drink. Acceptance. I accept my limitations because by setting a limit, I also set myself free within that framework that I've created. Small pleasures. Happiness might come all in a rush from a big development, but it's sweeter when it builds from tiny drops within your day, whether that's a warm bath, a beautiful dress, or a good night's sleep.
Thanks, Tilly.
Love doesn't have to be grand and obvious and involve a ring and marriage. It can also be the simple kindness from one human to another. By showing other people love, we show ourselves love too. Growth. We can nourish our happiness with the love and care of personal growth. Every time I develop my skills and abilities, I feel the warmest inner glow of pride. Modest aspirations. I find happiness in the smallest things. My wife's smile, my puppy's excitement, a walk on the beach at sunset. What could be happier than that? We all have pretty strange ideas about happiness, really, don't we? We often strive for things that just aren't possible and then get upset when they don't happen. I believe that happiness should be like health, something that we prioritize and acknowledge takes work. We've all been dealt different cards in life, but only through acceptance of our misfortunes and what we're missing can we truly see the beautiful things that we do have in life. And goodness, isn't that lovely? So that's my list of what makes me really genuinely happy. But my challenge to you is to think about what that is in your own life, and then to live it. If you'd like to see more in this series, subscribe to the School of Life channel.